Struggling to make something delicious for breakfast? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite breakfast recipes that are super easy to make and that the family will love. And some of these recipes you can even make in bulk, freeze, and serve for another meal. So easy, so simple. Let's go. Now this is such a simple, easy recipe. It's veggie breakfast casserole. I'm making mine meatless, but you can always add in meat. Now you can prepare this 24 hours before you actually want to cook it and just store it in the refrigerator, but no more than 24 hours. Really simple ingredients that you may already have: cooking oil, and then also 8 to 10 mushrooms. So I just purchased this slice package here. You want some yummy bell peppers, and then we're going to add into the recipe just a little bit of minced garlic. So I have some here. Some healthy spinach. We need 2 cups of spinach. And then you're going to grab a package of shredded hash browns, which will be the base of our recipe. You need a lot of eggs. You actually need 10 eggs for this recipe. Half of a red onion, which we're going to go ahead and dice up. And then you want to go ahead and get a cup of your favorite shredded cheese. So we're going to use pepper jack in this recipe. So here we go. We have a large skillet. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the olive oil into my skillet. And I have the skillet on medium heat, just going to move that oil around. What I'm going to do is I've washed and cleaned my mushrooms here. So I'm just going to go ahead and saute those for 4 to 5 minutes, just until they get a little bit brown. And here we go. They are cooking like crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my diced onions. This is my favorite chopper that I've ever had in my life. I'm going to link it below in the description box, guys. It's amazing. I do not miss dicing my own onions, that's for sure. So I just added them into the skillet. I'm just going to mix them around, and I'm also going to add in some of the minced garlic as well. About 2 teaspoons into the pot here. Just stir around and let this cook for a minute or 2. Now, what I'm going to do is I removed the onions and the mushrooms. I'm adding another tablespoon of the olive oil. And here we're going to go ahead and saute those 2 bell peppers, which I have diced in my dicer. So all set here. We're going to add them in and just mix them around a bit. And next I'm going to add in my cleaned and washed chopped spinach. So make sure that you're adding in 2 packed cups of spinach, because it will wilt down and it basically turns into nothing. So you want to make sure that you can definitely taste the spinach in your casserole. Here we go. Look at that spinach. It was there and now it's pretty much gone. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat and place it to the side. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven for 375 degrees. I've got my casserole dish here, which I've greased with my cooking oil. And what I'm going to do for the base of my casserole, it's going to be the shredded hash browns. This is a 26-ounce bag, so I'm going to leave a little extra for breakfast time for another day, because you need about 20 ounces. So I'm going to leave about that much in there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pack it down throughout my casserole dish. Make sure that it's all evened out. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the veggies. So here we have the spinach and the diced bell pepper mixture. Doing my best to get some on every little nook and cranny of the casserole as best as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in our other mixture, which was the mushrooms, the onions, the garlic, and again, just smoothing it around the entire casserole, trying to give every little area a little bit of all of the veggies for this recipe. Now we're going to go ahead and take those 10 eggs and add them into a mixing bowl. So here we go. We have all 10 eggs. Next, we're going to add in 1/3 cup of milk, or you could use half and half, into the mixture. And then I'm just going to add in a little bit of salt and pepper for some tasting. And then we're going to go ahead and whisk all of these ingredients together. Now this we're going to go ahead and place on top of our veggies in our casserole once they're all whisked up. And here we go. So I have the mixture. I'm just pouring it evenly Again, always trying to get every little part of the casserole, especially the ends. I'm making sure that I pour some on the ends to just kind of coat it so when it cooks, it's really easy to cut and serve. And finally, probably one of the favorite parts of this recipe is adding in the cheese. Yes, you're going to add the cheese on top of the casserole. So typically you would use like a cup, which is half of this 8-ounce package here. You can definitely add more to your liking. I'm using pepper jack cheese just to give it a little southwestern kick. Mild cheddar is great. Mozzarella is great. So use what you might already have in the refrigerator. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and pop this in the oven and bake it for about 45 minutes. And that's exactly what it took, because here, check this beauty out. This looks absolutely amazing. Let it cool for 10 to 15 minutes before slicing it and serving it. But once it's done, this is the beauty that you receive. It is delicious, guys. This is definitely a recipe worthy of trying. Now, who doesn't love French toast sticks for breakfast? This is a family favorite, and the thing about French toast sticks, if you buy them frozen, they're super expensive. Now, with this recipe, you can double up and you can freeze them to eat at a later time. So what do you need? You need some Texas toast. You got to work with a Texas toast. You need a thick bread. Actually, only need one loaf. This loaf has 17 slices. We're going to go ahead and need some eggs. We actually need 6 large eggs, a little bit of sugar for our mixture to make it sweet and yummy, along with good old ground cinnamon. And then you're going to need some vanilla extract as well. And then I add in a little bit of whole milk, well actually 3 cups of whole milk, so not a little bit, kind of a lot of milk into the mixture. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our sheet pan, I'm just going to go ahead and line it with some aluminum foil. Now this is the part, spray generously on your pan. Now go ahead and preheat the oven for 350 degrees. And again, that one loaf of Texas toast had 17 slices, so it's perfect for the recipe in the description box. We're going to cut our bread. I usually do 2 slices at one time into 3s here, into sections of 3 per slice of bread. So you're going to get these nice little French toast sticks. And here we go again. We're just cutting away, taking our time, not ripping up the bread too much. It's much easier working with Texas toast versus regular bread. So here I just have my little pan here. This is what I'm going to add in my mixture. So I'm taking those 6 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and add them into the pan along with that milk. So I'm using whole milk, and I'm using a total of 3 cups of whole milk into the egg mixture. Add in some ground cinnamon. The recipe calls for 2 teaspoons. I usually add a little bit more because I definitely love me some ground cinnamon. We're then going to go ahead and add in 4 tablespoons of sugar into the mixture, and then also our vanilla extract. We're adding in 4 teaspoons. And then we are ready to go ahead and start whisking together. This smells amazing. It's honestly the ground cinnamon. That's all you smell in this mixture, which smells super yummy. So go ahead and whisk it really well. Now it's time to go ahead and dip those French toast sticks. Dip every nook and cranny of the bread. I'm telling you, that is why working with the Texas toast is so much easier than regular bread, because it will feel weighed down with the mixture. Drain any extra mixture from the French toast sticks, and then just go ahead and place on our baking sheet. Now pop these in the oven. We're going to cook them on one side for 12 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and flip them. So it's super important that you spray your pan well. I'm telling you, I've made these before and not sprayed it enough, and they stuck to the foil and it was a hot mess. So after 12 minutes, we're going to flip them, cook them for another 12 minutes, and check it out. This is the goodness that you get. I'm going to top mine off with some powdered sugar here. Yummy, yummy, yummy. We've got some fresh berries here. We're going to add some strawberries, and then we're just going to top it up with some good old maple syrup. So such a yummy, simple breakfast that you can go ahead and make. And it honestly doesn't take a lot of time at all. And you can actually freeze the French toast sticks. When you pull them from the freezer, just go ahead and microwave them anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, and you're ready to go. And the next breakfast recipe is a sausage, egg, and cheese breakfast roll up. Super easy to make. Now, all of these recipes are linked in the description box below, so you can grab all of the ingredients and tweak your recipes if you want to make more or less. You need 2 packages of the crescent rolls. We're using the Great Value brand. Then you're going to need some sausage links. Now, I cut these in half, so you don't even need a full package. You can always save that for another breakfast meal. We do need 10 eggs for this recipe, and then you're going to need some slices of mild cheddar cheese. So you need 8 slices that you're going to cut into triangles. Preheat your oven for 350 degrees. Go ahead and get a large mixing bowl. We're going to take all 10 eggs and we're going to add them into the mixing bowl. Now go ahead and whisk away those eggs once you have them into your bowl. Once they are all whisked up, what we're going to do is we're going to take about 2 tablespoons of our mixture and put it aside. We're going to use that to just brush the tops of our crescent rolls just to give it a nice buttery, brown, crisp, warm look. Now we're just going to go ahead and add our eggs into a skillet. We're just going to go ahead and make some scrambled eggs. That's basically it. And with this recipe, I haven't made it in a while, but I always have a lot of leftover eggs. So you might just want to use 8 eggs. You should be fine with getting through. I don't overstuff my crescent rolls. So I put the egg mixture to the side. We're going to go ahead and open up those crescent rolls. Here we have little triangles. I've cut my cheese into triangles as well, and I'm just going to go ahead and place a slice of cheese on top of those crescent pieces there, just kind of fitting them like a puzzle as best as you can. Some of the mixture, some of the eggs, some of the cheese will kind of hang out of the crescent roll, and it's all good. Try and pack it as best as you can. But it doesn't matter because these are really delicious. So next we're going to go ahead, and I like to just break down the egg mixture instead of having larger scrambled egg chunks. Smaller pieces into the crescent roll. Just add a spoonful on each of your rolls. And now I add a piece of that sausage link. I cut mine in half because they're just too big for the crescent roll. Pack everything in, roll it up, and then just go ahead and slam it on your baking sheet. We're going to go ahead and do this for the rest of our rolls. And you can see it's really easy. The hardest part is just, slam it all in there. Sometimes it'll hang out a little bit, but you're good to go. And here we have our baking sheet filled. We're just going to brush with a pastry brush some of that egg mixture just to get the tops nice brown and golden. And then you bake them for 15 minutes, let them cool for 10, and boom, check it out. So I doubled the recipe, so I have 16 of these little sandwiches here. We're going to leave some out, and then we're going to go ahead and freeze the majority of them and just heat them up at later times when we want to have them for breakfast. So I bag them 4 per freezer bag. Super cheap, super easy recipes, guys. That is what it's all about. Thanks so much for watching, and check out some other awesome recipes here. Have a great day.